Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Curt Cignetti Show. Jack Benedict here as we talk IUP Crimson Hawks football after a terrific win on the road in Greensburg last week at 47-10 over the Griffins of Seton Hill. And Coach, it was a good game for you. You only had a 10-0 lead at the half, but it could have been more because there were some penalties that hurt you there, and you know, that first half of play. And apparently, you said the right things at halftime.
Well, you know, it was a game that we prepared extremely hard for. I was very concerned about it. Seton Hill, a very much improved football team, has dynamic offense. You know, did beat Slippery Rock at home, was up on Kell 21-3. And, you know, the game started out and, you know, they moved it down the field from about the 3 down to about our 14 or 15. And we stopped them on downs and put a nice drive together on offense and scored. And our defense really contained them in the first half, made critical plays. And I thought at the end of the half, or midway through the second quarter when they had driven the ball down to the 10-yard line, it was a 7-0 game. I thought that stand right there for us was really big in the game. We sacked the quarterback on first down, and on second down, Jay Watkins came up with a real big hit on the receiver and blocked the field goal. Ran in for a touchdown, got called for a block in the back. We had a guy make a poor decision. We were able to kick the field goal to make it 10-0. But, you know, it's still very much a game at that point at halftime. So I don't know if I said the right things or if we just continue to respond like we need to, because we've talked a lot about being strong in the second half, and boy, were we.
Yeah, when Watkins took off, Jay took off, we thought, oh boy, this is a terrific play, and all. And then all of a sudden, did the video show that was there an infraction on the play? I guess.
Yeah, we blocked him in the back and didn't need to because it was the kicker chasing us down, so it was just not very good play.
Yeah, one of those things that happens. You showed them a lot of different defensive fronts. Were you trying to confuse the quarterback because we knew that he could throw 60, 65? If he got in a rhythm, if he got, you know, if he got hot, you showed him 3, you know, splits. I don't know all the coaching terminology, but it was different.
Yeah. We really mixed up the calls and had a couple different packages for them because they're different than anybody else. That some things that we had 7 DBs on the field sometimes and had some nice disguises and. But, you know, it all starts up front. We put pressure on the quarterback and had 5 sacks and did a good job of stopping the run. And I think we got the quarterback out of rhythm and did a really nice job in coverage and played the ball in the air. They still made their plays. They're going to because they've got skilled people in the quarterback that can throw it. But, you know, we kept them out of the end zone, which to me is incredible, you know, to keep them out of the end zone. They scored 7 points on a kickoff return and kicked a field goal at the end when we had our 2s in. So it was just a tremendous defensive performance by everybody involved. And we're playing really fast and physical on defense. I really like the way we're playing. We're coming up with turnovers. And right now we're doing a great job. We got to keep it going.
Yeah. You had some sacks again. You had some interceptions again, which putting the pressure on.
That's right.
You're getting to utilize a lot of people to keep them fresh, aren't you?
Well, yeah. And, you know, that's important. And we didn't quite have the depth going into this game because, you know, we're nicked up in some spots, but where we do have depth, we're playing a lot of people, which keeps them fresh, and you know, hopefully we can keep doing that and get some guys back.
All right, I haven't even mentioned Lenny Williams yet, and we thought we'd hold that off a little bit, but what a performance, not only by him, but the offense just to utilize, to run everything again. He is a transfer. He is a freshman, a redshirt freshman. It appears he's making good judgments. He's learning every week. Is that what you're gathering from him?
Oh, yeah. Lenny's a tremendous guy. He's very humble, very eager to learn. He really has a passion for football. He's a great competitor. You know, he's kind of a local guy. He's from Stowe Rocks. You know, he went to college for 1 year basically, so we've got him for 4 years, and he's just getting better every day. And you know, he made some tremendous plays with his legs in this game. He rushed for 205 yards, and a lot of them were passing plays where there were some scrambles, and we had tremendous downfield blocking. I mean, his 62-yard touchdown run was just a great run. We had all 4 receivers involved with downfield blocking. And, you know, we hit a point there in the third quarter. I think we scored 3 touchdowns in 8 plays. And, you know, your freshman quarterback making a lot of plays. We had a freshman receiver catch a touchdown pass, and we had another redshirt freshman receiver catch a touchdown pass. So we got young guys stepping up, getting better every week, and so right now, we got to just keep it going.
Yeah, I had that down in my notes. Freshmen are really contributing. Sometimes we don't mention all these people, but Mims and Schwanique Brown and McHale and, of course, Lenny and others. And then the guys that played last year's freshmen, who are sophomores this year, obviously, seem to have really learned something last year, that they're playing more like veterans. You gather that, too?
Yeah, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You know, first of all, when you got, you know, like Karan Gibson's a great player, and he's playing great. And Dorian Lane's back, who's an experienced guy that we didn't have last year, and Eric Williams really had a tremendous game. Then you've got Jay Watkins, who really is a sophomore because he got hurt last year, got a medical, and he's playing really well at boundary corner. And all the other guys that are now a year older have improved their game. And so you're getting this cumulative effect now. We're getting a lot of big plays on defense. And, you know, just Kevin Clark, Jamal Everett, Easterling, true freshman, Jordan Batts, Jeff Palmer, Justin Weldon, Keno Robertson and Ronald Womack at star, and Mikkel Makel, true freshman at field corner, and Stevie Franco, of course, at the other safety. Takai Turner's really playing well. Got a lot of guys really playing well.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned all those guys, too, because they all have been. You even put Gibson in as a fullback.
Yeah, we did.
That was fun.
Yeah, well, we wanted to get a little, wasn't real happy with our goal line offense the last 2 weeks, so we went back and mixed in a little 2 tight end, 2 back with him at fullback, ran some power football, and it helped us out. Yeah.
Let me go back to Lenny Williams for a minute, and I had mentioned to you briefly, you've been coaching a lot of years in a lot of different places. Has there ever been a quarterback you've been around, been in your coaching system, similar, or is Lenny similar to someone else that you've coached?
Well, you know what, my first real big full-time job, I think I was 24 years old, coaching the quarterbacks at Rice, and that's back when they were in the Southwest Conference. We were playing SMU before the death penalty, and you know, Texas was loaded, Arkansas, they were all great. You know, it was a tough league. We did have a quarterback, I was coaching quarterbacks, Quintus Roper from Dallas, that was a sophomore, and he could really go. I mean, he could run, he could throw, he was bright, he was just electric. And we didn't have a great supporting cast, so we were outmanned every week. But you know, this guy would just make plays and plays and plays. And I think there's some similarity there. There's no doubt about it. And you know, with Lenny, it's like he's a true freshman because we just got him in camp. So he's had to learn a lot of stuff.
Well, the thing you brought up, too, about that quarterback, you used the word bright, and I know I talked with Lenny before the season, and he was a little bit humble and shy about it. I mean, he was National Honor Society coming out of high school, too, which is, you know, another feather in his cap. California's next. Next up, the league, every week's a challenge for everybody, as a matter of fact. Cal's 4-2, 2-1. They got blitzed by Slippery Rock. Traditional, tough opponent for IUP. Coal Bowl and that whole thing that goes on. What do you see when you see them? One thing I mentioned to you, they're giving up a few more points than they are scoring, and that's unusual.
Yeah, well, last week's game had a lot to do with that. So they're the next opponent up that we got to prepare for, and it's more about us and just keep doing the things that we're doing. But, you know, they're a good football team. Their quarterback was all-conference last year, and their 2 wideouts can really go. They got a tight end. Slot receiver's a really good player, big up front, do a good job running the ball defensively. A little bit younger on defense, but a very dangerous team, and so it'll be a challenge.
So the practice week, you gave them off a little, not gave them off, but relaxed them a little bit last week. Try to get some rest here at mid-season because everybody's nicked up, I guess, in you know, the whole way going across the board. How you handled it this week, too, with a later game?
Well, this time of year, it's that fine line between getting the work in that you need and keeping your team healthy. You don't want to lose any guys in practice. We did lose one last week in practice, and so you know, I'm going to see how our health is kind of coming out of today, and you know, we'll go out there in pads, you know, once or twice, and you know, I'll assess it on a daily basis. Right now, that's just kind of where we are. We were a little more nicked up than I expected to be. You know, we had a few more guys not play last week at Seton Hill, and you know, it's all about just getting ready to be successful on Saturday.
How about special teams overall? They holding their own, you think?
Well,
I know you
I
gave up
think
the
Brett
big
Stewart, he did miss a PAT, but he made a couple field goals
Right.
and made the rest of his PATs, and I thought we punted the ball well. Really had a big play on the one punt I thought was a safety, and we got called for a penalty, but the referees are human, and like we all are, and they're going to make mistakes. They can't see everything. I mean, their guy tackled our guy basically and held him, and when they rolled over, I don't know what happened, but we got called. But we're punting the ball well. Our kickoff coverage as the game went on wasn't very good and needs to get better. So
Yeah, he gave up that. Of course, that kid's pretty talented too. That kickoff return for a touchdown.
Well, you make them a lot more talented when you're in the wrong lane.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Well, it's always exciting, and of course the Coal Bowl is something that they instituted here a while back. IUP and Cal's had a great tradition of series. You wanted to play a night game, and that's what you have set for 6 o'clock this week.
Yeah.
The thought behind that?
Well, I've had some people, in the past, why don't you play a night game? So we decided to. I thought Cal would be a real good one, and hopefully the weather is nice. Ought to be a great atmosphere. Got teams playing for every week. Every week's a big game. So, I think it'll be a good thing.
Yeah, well, just bring your weather gear along, folks.
That's right.
It'll be fine, right? It's
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Coach, good luck to you. Keep the winning streak going.
Thanks, Jack.
All right, they'll be going the Crimson Hawks for 5 in a row. The kickoff is at 6 o'clock on Saturday against California, so we hope to see you there. For the coach, this is Jack Benedict, and have a nice evening.